Friday now in Weather Center Live. Severe weather bringing floods, hail, and the potential for tornadoes. We're tracking the threat in the west and the southeast.
And another potential pounding for Cabo San Lucas as Hurricane Blanca eyes the Baja Peninsula. We'll relive last year's Category 4 hurricane that hit Cabo with a man who survived the storm.
And are you hungry for the top 5 videos of the day? Tonight's show will have you crowing for more. I did not write that. That incredible footage, plus a connection between hail and dipping dots. I'm Keith Carson alongside Alex Wallace, who's much like a tuxedo t-shirt, formal when needed, but also here to party.
You know you're going to have to come up with one of those every night now.
I know, I'm really setting myself up.
Pressure's on. Pressure's on. All right, well, welcome and thanks for joining us this evening. Now, we start tonight's show with the severe weather threat that is out there for us in the Midwest and the Southeast. We're going to get to severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes in just moments. But first, this was the scene earlier in Kansas City, Missouri. Flash flooding. This was causing all sorts of trouble for the city of Fountains. Fun fact for you, according to everyone's favorite source, Wikipedia, the only city that has more fountains is Rome, Italy.
My head just exploded. That is amazing.
Yeah. Some areas, though, they had some issues here. Nearly 3 inches of rain in just an hour this afternoon. You can see what that can cause. Sort of little mini waterfalls, and then that roadway just inundated by all of that rain. That's for the threat right now in the Midwest. We want to head to Dr. Forbes in the lab. Dr. Forbes?
And unfortunately, guys, Kansas City could get more rain. We're in a very stalled pattern for Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming, Colorado. Today, tomorrow, and Friday, so we could have more flooding. Today, we have tornado watch. It includes parts of Wyoming, including Cheyenne and Casper, and the Denver metro area. That goes till 9 p.m. with a chance of tornadoes, 2-inch hail, and damaging wind gusts to 70 miles per hour. It's an area that we could also see areas east of that, west and southern parts of Nebraska, northern parts of Kansas, and maybe into the Kansas City area. And this goes through the overnight hours as well, because we're in that kind of a pattern where the storms can run along boundaries overnight. Right now, we have severe thunderstorm warning. A couple of storms within that coming up toward the Denver area from the southwest, Arapahoe, Denver, and Jefferson counties. You have severe thunderstorm warnings. Earlier, this storm gave golf ball size hail in Douglas County. It's heading over now toward Kiowa, Colorado. It may continue to give some threat of even a chance of a tornado. It still has a hail core with that. There's the storm coming right up now, zooming into that. It's breaking into 2 pieces. One of them going up toward the Denver and the west side, the other heading toward the Centennial area. And keep an eye on that southwest flank there for the potential of one of these land spot tornadoes. A couple of severe thunderstorms heading toward Worland and Wyoming, and from the different direction from the south, Casper and Wyoming. So be on the lookout for that. The storms that we talked about with a heavy rain have cooled the air across Kansas City. Look at 72, 88 at Dodge City. So there's a boundary there. And with east winds coming into the Colorado Front Range up into Wyoming, that's part of the reason for the triggering for severe storms there, and for storms that will have this warm, moist air run up over top of that boundary along the Kansas-Nebraska border. So tonight and again tomorrow and again Friday, we'll see almost an identical pattern for the severe thunderstorm threat and clusters of heavy rain and flooding rain along with that. For a look now at the southeast, here's Carl Parker.
Dr. Forbes, we've been watching converging winds in the southeast, winds coming out of the northeast down through the Carolinas and into Georgia, running into south winds in the southern part of the state and running into northwest winds in the northwest part of the state. So there's that northeast wind right through there, and a little wedge front, as we call it, dropping down here. That's been the convergence that we're seeing at the surface. And then you've got this upper low on top of that. This is the same feature that was in place yesterday, so all that leading to the development of storms today. Let's take a look at some of the warnings. And a new warning now just southwest of Greenville and along 85. And that's a warning in effect for Oconee County. Could be some large hail there, not very far away from Oakway. That's going to be also near Westminster and Seneca. That cell is not moving very much at all. Possibly 1 inch or larger hail there. Well east of Atlanta, we've got another warning. Things have really quieted down across a lot of the Atlanta metro. There was a report of golf ball size hail earlier. That was southwest of town in Noonan. afternoon, and right now there is a warning along 78. That's Greene, Oglethorpe, and Wilkes counties under warning. Watch out for some large hail and damaging wind coming into Enterprise there. Then well south of that, east of 75, Berrien, Cook County, report of some large hail there, golf ball size hail in Tifton with that cell, and there's still that concern in areas east of Tifton, and right now still watching a big line of storms that's now coming into Brunswick. No longer being warned on for wind or hail, but boy, we've seen a lot of rain right along 84 there into Jessup, and certainly there could be some localized flash flooding. So the model forecast showing you, as is often the case, all this settling down in the next hour or so here. We'll see some lingering pockets of rain into later tonight, North Carolina, parts of Georgia, South Carolina, and some additional showers through the overnight, even into tomorrow morning, especially there around the Outer Banks as that upper low continues to pivot on through, and then more storms into tomorrow afternoon in a lot of the same places. Keith, over to you.
All right, thanks, Carl. The other big story of the day, Hurricane Blanca, which is targeting the Baja Peninsula later this week. This just 9 months after Hurricane Odile, a Cat 4 storm, slammed into Cabo San Lucas. This is a live look at that area right now. You wouldn't know anything's coming. Beautiful, and this is why people go on vacation there. Unfortunately, we could see some impacts from this system as we head into Sunday. All right, let's talk about it because the East Pack is off to a very strong start, actually the strongest on record. Admittedly, there are limited records as far as obviously the satellite age, but still, you take a look at, we have Andres still here, Blanca still here, and then an area to watch across Central America. So we got a lot going on in the East Pack relatively, or it is, early in the season. Here's Blanca. This is our main concern. This thing's a beast. Look at it. You can see the eye. It's really well defined. The symmetry is strong, and that means that it is a strong storm system. Take a look at the movement. Stationary. It's not often you see that. Usually you see drifting at 1 or 2 miles an hour, but it's not really moving anywhere. Winds at 140 miles an hour. Eventually, it will start moving off to the north-northwest, and it will make some sort of landfall, it looks like. Now, we will see the weakening occur as it does so. Should be probably a Category 1 system as it moves onshore and eventually into Cabo San Lucas, but we're going to have to watch this because it's so strong, and as we learned from Odile last year, it can happen that you have a strong system move onshore. So there's your Cat 4 right now. Now look at all this cool water. So if you live in California, if you've been to California, you know the Pacific is quite chilly. So what happens is these things run into that cooler water and they die out really quickly. What happened with Odile is that it took a relatively inside track and almost hit Cabo San Lucas on the nose. That's why I was able to maintain its strength. We don't think that'll happen this time. The computer models clustered a little bit more on a westward track. The more west this thing goes, the better off we are because it gets into that cooler water for a longer period of time, weakening it before it makes landfall. But obviously, Alex, that's something we're going to have to watch very closely.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. Well, we're going to continue the tropical conversation after the break. We got some video from Cabo San Lucas last year. Of course, when Hurricane Odile slammed the peninsula, that was later in the season as we worked our way into September. We're actually going to talk to the man who rode out the hurricane inside this hotel. That's coming up next.
No artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, preservatives, and no artificial smiles. Because clean dressings taste better.
Every auto insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. Those who have served our nation have earned the very best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
One of the Foot's favorite rituals happens at the water's edge. Here they must look their best. Smooth, beautiful skin is an advantage. The others can only hide in shame. Introducing the new Dr. Scholl's Dreamwalk Express Pedi.
Everyone, remain calm.
Rated PG-13.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, late night thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 40%. Thursday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 86. Thursday night, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday on the Weather Channel.
We fight a war against spiders, roaches, and every foul pest that haunts your home. And we won't stop until we've killed every last one, until you're certain they're gone for good. Our arsenal is a formidable one. An army of 8,000 professionals, 85 years of experience, and the strongest guarantee in the business. It's not exactly a fair fight. Not here. Not now. Not in my house. Terminix.
Brought to you by Terminix, striking fear into the hearts of termites and pests for over 85 years.
Lowe's presents How to Plan for the Future.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday. Sorry I forgot our anniversary. Happy Mother's Day.
Now get 2 Majesty Palms for only $16 at Lowe's.
Hey, what are you playing? Tyler's 3. Gotcha. Come on. Yeah, that'll work.
Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
Well, Cabo San Lucas could see a second tropical storm in less than a year. Back in September, Hurricane Odile slapped into the Baja Peninsula. That was a Cat 4 system.
Yeah, it actually ended up hitting a hotel. This hotel where storm chaser Josh Morgan and his crew were staying. And you can see the view. It's sort of a wide shot here. That's what Keith is standing next to right now, showing you what's going on. And then this view is actually, if you're into video games, sort of the first-person shooter. Yeah, your like Master Chief Halo going on. But that's what you're seeing here.
The Duke Nukem for the old kids.
Exactly.
So that's him taking it, and then this is, I believe this is synced up security footage. And what happened is that basically the front end of the hotel blew in, glass and everything. It was extremely dramatic.
Yeah, look at the glass there. Wow.
Then he got behind it and kept filming, amazingly, as well.
He made sure he got those pictures, but yeah, I'm sure it was a scary time. I mean, I'm sure they thought they were just fine sitting, I believe, in the lobby of this hotel, and then all of a sudden, everything comes crashing in.
That thing was stronger than average. And by the way, it had to be a Holiday Inn Express, right? There's a joke there somewhere.
I think it was a Holiday Inn Express.
It was a Holiday Inn Express. He wasn't a storm chaser, but he stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. Let's talk more about this ordeal and go out. Ordeal.
That's tough to say.
Let's go over to Carl Parker in the lab. Carl?
Yeah, it was both of those things. And when storms make landfall, there are often evacuation orders in place, but storm chasers are actually moving in at the time in hopes of capturing incredible images of a hurricane's fury. Josh Morgan managed to do that last year in Cabo during Hurricane Odile in September. Joins me now via Skype. Thank you so much for joining us, Josh. And you know, we generally don't get really bad hurricanes in of a surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Baja California Peninsula is kind of like North Carolina's Outer Banks. It gets a lot of hurricane action, but mostly weaker, unraveling stuff. And after this one, people were shell-shocked. They were like, what was that? And that was a direct hit by a very intense hurricane, something the city hadn't seen in over 100 years.
And so you said that you weren't expecting for it to be as bad as it was.
Yeah, you know, as a chaser, I'm very, I'm clued into the climatology, and I knew that Baja California hurricanes are usually just like unraveling weaker stuff. They usually don't have that kind of edge. And I had to say, this one really caught me off guard, that just the ferocity, the edge that this one had, totally unexpected. It was one of the most surprising hurricanes in my 20 years of chasing.
Wow. So walk us through what happened. How did everything unfold that night?
So the hurricane approached at night, and after dark, the wind went from kind of a whistling to a roar. You know, windows started breaking, and the front entrance of the hotel blew in. And then around 10:30, we got the calm. We walked outside in the parking lot, debris everywhere. The front of the building looked all beaten up, and I was like, wow, this is a pretty bad hurricane. Then it started up again, and the wind started blowing from the opposite direction. And the weird thing was, it was like someone flipped a switch. It just went from 0 to over 100. I mean, almost like instantaneously. We started hearing banging sounds like gunshots, and then all of a sudden, boom. It was like a bomb going off. A whole wall of the lobby, the glass and all, just exploded, and the lobby became this wind tunnel of flying debris. And, you know, me and a lot of other guests, people just diving under furniture, running into bathrooms, trying to get out of the way of this. And it was a harrowing experience.
So were you thinking at that point, boy, what have I done? What have I put myself into here?
Yeah, it was one of the few moments in my career where it just it got real. You know, that's the only way I could describe it. It was like, whoa, what's going on here? It was just like otherworldly. So there's some hotel workers and I, we ducked into the office. The problem with that was all windows too, and they were about to go as well. We were like trapped animals, and the only way to get out of there and get to safety was to run across that lobby, which had become a wind tunnel of lethal flying debris. And we finally just had to go for it because we couldn't stay where we were, and we just kind of made a run for it. And, you know, thank God nothing hit us, and we got into a stairwell and got to safety.
All right, Josh, just amazing footage, and we certainly do appreciate it. And will you be going back to Mexico next time there's a threat for a hurricane there?
Yeah, I'm actually, I'm watching Blanca very closely, and I'm thinking about, going down there just to kind of see, okay, how do they react to this one and how it's different.
All right, Josh, thank you so much. Certainly appreciate your time. Amazing story. We'll have much more coming up.
I got bit by a snake.
C'est pas poison.
Poison? Okay, oh wow. Okay, yeah, I feel that.
C'est pas poison.
That's definitely poison.
Apparently, I'm immune to venom.
Immune to venom?
Steve.
Every backyard comes together around a grill and Kingsford charcoal. Gather round.
Did you know only 1% of supplements have earned the USP mark, an independent certification for quality and purity? I recommend Nature Made because they've earned the most of any brand.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended letter vitamin brand.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now, I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom-fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholls.com.
I am never getting married.
Kids. We are never moving to the suburbs. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there. My lenses have a sunset mode, and an early morning mode, and a partly sunny mode, and an outside to clear inside mode.
Transition's signature adaptive lenses are more responsive than ever. So why settle for a lens with just one mode? Experience life well lit. Upgrade your lenses to Transition's signature. Get up to $90 back when you combine Crizal, Verilux, and Transitions. And buy a second pair with Xperio UV polarized sun lenses. Visit Transitions.com to learn more.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on.
Here at the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
We all want that little black dress moment, that look good, feel good moment. But when you're overweight, it's more like little black dress. I don't even want to get dressed. I'm tired. My knees hurt. I'm not going up those stairs again moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm Marie, and I lost 50 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Now you can lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist, or your money back guaranteed.
You'll get perfectly portioned meals that are ready in minutes. So there's no counting, no measuring, no guesswork. Simple.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of specially selected meals. Plus, you'll get 1 week of energizing shakes free and 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes free.
This is your moment. Don't wait. Start looking and feeling great today.
Call now.
855-807-THIN and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees. Tonight, late night thunderstorms, low 73. Chance of rain, 40%. Thursday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 86. Thursday night, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Looking live at Florida's east and southernmost coast right now. Miami on the left and Key West on the right. And Key West particularly looking postcard worthy right now. Generally, though, been wet across much of the southeast. Let's talk about that and whether or not that's going to be changing anytime soon, because it's been wet all the way from Florida up and through parts of Georgia. It's been wet here in Atlanta pretty much every day in the afternoon, and that's been kind of the deal in Miami. Temperatures in the mid-80s, pretty average. Thunderstorms popping up later on in the day. That's something we're going to continue to see here over the next couple of days. Here's a look at the radar, and this is all the pop-up stuff across Georgia, the hotspot right now, but in through the Carolinas. It's a little upper level low in here triggering things. We can see down towards Miami, relatively quiet right now. Actually, a lot of Florida is doing pretty good, so we're going to continue to see that. Now, tomorrow, across the Carolinas, some showers, some thunderstorms in through Norfolk, Wilmington. Eventually, that shifts off to the east, and we do get in better shape Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Things are going to be looking better. A little bit of a ridge of high pressure building in. It's not going to be totally dry, but we'll be in better shape. Here's a look at your rainfall amounts. 3 to 5, and little bullseyes here in through the Outer Banks. We'll be watching that 2 to 3 inches as you head farther off to the west as well. Alex?
All right, thanks so much, Keith. Well, of course, the Atlantic season is underway. Fortunately, no trouble spots to track for you, but the Eastern Pacific, it's another story. In fact, we've got 2 named storms in the Pacific right now. We've got Andres, but the bigger concern, Hurricane Blanca. Now, it has rapidly strengthened and is forecasted to begin moving north-northwest. And that could put Cabo San Lucas in its sights, an area hit hard by tropical weather last year. And joining us now on the phone is Luis Palacios, Commercial Director for the Los Cabos Tourism Board. And Luis, thank you so much for joining us here this evening. Can you give us an update on the recovery efforts and how they stand right now from last year's hurricane season?
Sure. Well, thank you, Alex. Thank you very much for the space. As you just mentioned, we are, of course, monitoring all of the storms that we have close by. We do have to say they're pretty far away at the moment, so we constantly keep monitoring those. But in terms of recovery efforts, we have to say now that from the 14,000 hotel rooms that we normally have in the destination, we have over 12,000 now open. Now, our overall occupancy rate at the moment, it's of 85%. We now, at the close of May, have 97% of our previous airlift. So now we have restored mostly everything that we had the same month for last year. We are roughly 3% down for what we had last year. And we're in fact launching some new flights this month even. So it is important to monitor all of this, and looking ahead, well, the future looks very bright for Los Cabos with two new hotels opening for this year. And well, for 2016, we do also have some other properties coming by, but definitely important to keep monitoring these storms that we have apparently close by.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, getting back to last year and how visitors, they really had a tough time in the aftermath of Hurricane Odile. What advice are you giving to vacationers who are making their way to the area now to calm their fears?
Well, at the moment right now, even the systems from Weather Underground and from the National Center of Disaster Prevention have us in the blue level. That's the lowest level possible. At the moment, it is a very strong hurricane, and it's forming and gaining strength. It is moving very, very slowly, turning into Category 4 or Category 5, while in the coast, going through the coast of Puerto Vallarta or closer to Puerto Vallarta, and then as it comes through the area of Los Cabos, it starts losing strength, and now the models showed in this context that while it closes by the peninsula, it would lose its strength and become a tropical depression, of which we are very used to. Of course, Odile was not a typical storm. We haven't had one of those in the last 50 years. And what I would recommend at the moment is just monitor. We are constantly keeping the protocols active. At the moment, we are at the lowest level, as I said, but we will keep monitoring this. The three levels of government, the municipal government or the local government, the state government, the federal governments are all included in these meetings, as are all of the hotels.
Luis, I hate to cut you off. But we appreciate that.
Some people are married to the idea that fresh salads can only come from salad places with fancy bowls. So, do I believe Wendy's can make a summer salad this fresh? I do. This summer, try the Strawberry Field Salad from Wendy's.
We travel to connect those places separated by distance. Sometimes we measure this distance in miles. Other times, by the markers of our history. And then there are those journeys we take to connect the greatest distance of all, the expanse between two souls, held together by the hands of time. Find something more in Illinois.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere with 12-pack annuals, just $9.98. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Okay, ladies. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got this.
Oh, no, I'll get it.
Let me get it. I don't want you to pay for this.
It's not happening, honey.
Let her get it. She got her safe driving bonus check from Allstate last week, and it's her treat.
What about a tip?
Oh, here's one. Get an Allstate agent.
Nice.
Switch today and get 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safely, only from Allstate. Call 866-788-0900 now.
Here we go. Hold on, man. Is that a leak up there? That's a drip.
Okay.
Now that's a leak.
That is a leak.
And if you don't have Allstate Renters Insurance, game over.
Protect your valuables from things like water damage for as low as $4 a month when you add renter's insurance to your Allstate auto policy. Call 866-788-0900 now. And if you're a safe driver, you can save up to 45%.
Just a few more ways Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Call a local Allstate agent today.
Heartburn.
Someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. They work fast and don't taste chalky.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Leave early. Go roam. Sleep in. Sleep out. Stargaze. Dream big. Wander more. Care less. Beat sunrise. Chase sunset. Do it all on us. Get your first month's payment plus 5 years wear and tear coverage. Make the most of summer with Volvo.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
It's like taking a stroll through the woods. 65 million years ago.
We have an asset out of containment. We're safe in here, right?
PG-13.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, late night thunderstorms, low 73. Chance of rain, 40%. Thursday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 86. Thursday night, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday on the Weather Channel.
Check out this image of hail in Buckhead, Georgia, which is southeast of Atlanta, not Buckhead that you think of. This is Summer Danielle snapping this picture. About 3 inches of hail on the ground, but Alex and I determined that we think this was probably put together because that's a lot of hail.
That is. So yeah, a little bit of shenanigans. They definitely got the hail, but didn't pile up
They
that
say
much.
only men measure the wrong way.
All right.
Moving on from there.
Look at this beautiful rainbow.
Oh,
this is
Warren.
the ATL. Chris Warren, our very own Chris Warren. Looks like he's at the airport here. Yeah. And look at that. That's a really pretty shot there.
He's always going somewhere cool. I just went to Germany. He's like, I've been there 7 times. But yeah, he's on his way out. Good looking shot there with lots of rainbow, not double rainbow, but rainbow. Welcome back to Weather Center Live. We're tracking severe weather also southeast and parts of the west. I'm Keith Carson. This is Alex Wallace.
Yeah, our experts tracking both systems tonight in the lab. We want to start though with Carl Parker. He's following some of the storms in the southeast. Carl?
Hey guys, most of what we've seen today has been some damaging winds, some trees down, and some larger hail, golf ball size hail. That due to the fact that there's an upper low that is across the southeast, and with that we've got colder air aloft, so storms don't have to punch up that high to get into that very cold air and see a significant hail generation area. So here's a look at the water vapor picture, and notice you've got this spin in the atmosphere. It's the same one we were watching yesterday. That's where you've got the colder air aloft and some upper forcing as well. And so scattered storms now from western parts of South Carolina down into South Georgia. We'll show you first of all what's happening in the Atlanta metro, where we did have a report of golf ball size hails in the southwest part of the metro around Noonan earlier. Things are definitely quieting down. Right now there is a warning in upstate South Carolina just north of 85. That's Oconee County under warning, and the concern here is golf ball size hail along with damaging wind. Not a lot of movement on that cell, just a little to the south and to the east, maybe 10 miles per hour. We were watching a warning on this cell that's coming up towards Elberton. That has been allowed to expire. Then in the southern part of the state, east of 75, severe thunderstorm warning for Berrien, Lanier, and Lowndes counties. Couple of cells here, the worst of which is now just east of Nashville. And this storm has had a history of producing large hail and damaging wind. Not very far away from Tifton, we had a report of some golf ball size hail. Also another little line segment coming down towards Brunswick, no longer being warned on for severe weather, but we have seen an awful lot of rain here, and there is some potential for some localized flash flooding there in southeast Georgia. A lot of big storms across the high plains, and let's go to severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes for the latest on that.
Thanks, Carl. And storms with hail are pummeling parts of the Denver metro area right now. In fact, there's 3 of them. Here is downtown Denver. There's one storm coming up the west side, one off between Centennial and Castle Rock, and one farther out near Kiowa, Colorado. All of them perhaps golf ball size hail. Elbert County there, you're included. Note how this storm is going due east, the middle storm off toward the north and east, and the western storm due northward. So interesting storm motions there. The storms have split as they come off the front range of the Rockies. Here's the middle storm, Centennial down into the Pinery areas, especially in between. You see those lavender cores there, Arapahoe, Douglas, and Elbert counties. You have the threat for golf ball size hail. And then here's downtown Denver, so the lavender cores in this case are going off toward the north, toward the Thornton area and Broomfield areas across Adams, Denver, and Jefferson County. So be on the lookout for some storms that are moving in various directions. And you can even see that in the hail tracker here. We've had the lead storm, the one that's out near Kiowa. This is up 2 inches, is probably up in the storm, so it's probably about golf ball size. And then here's the storm going up. That's probably about golf ball size as well. Wouldn't rule out 2 inches with that. A couple of other storms up near Worland and just now to the north and west of Casper, Wyoming. And we do have a tornado watch, in fact 2 of them now for parts of Wyoming and Colorado, and a brand new one that goes until the 2 a.m. time frame for parts of Kansas and southern parts of Nebraska. And these storms are likely to go all night, maybe even a cluster of thunderstorms as we go through the overnight hours that could come back into the morning time frame into the Kansas City area, where we've had tremendous amounts of rain earlier today and flooding earlier today. Those storms laid out a boundary. There's very warm to the south of that, and thunderstorms at night love to run along those boundaries where we have the east winds, as do tornadic storms for Wyoming and Colorado, like those east winds as well. So hail damaging winds and heavy rain and isolated tornadoes through the overnight hours. Alex?
Thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. Well, to the west we head, where drastic steps are now being taken to deal with California's dire drought. Now, there are steps that other states fear they may have to take next. Here's more from NBC's Chris Clackham.
California's drought has become so devastating, farmers are giving up on their crops.
There isn't much more that we can do.
The lack of water and rain have forced growers like Joe Del Bosque to turn under the asparagus on his farm near Fresno.
This field would have produced over 300,000 pounds of asparagus,
as well as produce a few dozen jobs. California's agricultural industry's taking the biggest hit economically from the drought that's now in its fourth year.
It's terrible because it's an economic loss for me, but beyond that, there's going to be a loss of jobs. It takes about 20 people to harvest this field for 2 months.
Some 18,600 mostly farm jobs, as well as $2.7 billion in revenue, are expected to dry up this year, according to a state report, because of the drought that's left lakes as dry as deserts.
I've never seen it this low, actually.
We've been coming here for like the past 4 or 5 years, and it probably just gets a little bit lower every year.
The worst drought in the state's history has also resulted in the toughest water restrictions ever. With some success, water consumption's off by 13%, but the state wants it reduced by 25%. While farmers add to the several 100,000 acres that have already been plowed under, waiting for a wetter forecast. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
Boy, it is rough times there on the West Coast. Well, tonight, an Idaho man is making a slow recovery after surviving a lightning strike.
Yeah, Ryan Cross was four-wheeling with friends over the Memorial Day weekend when a storm moved in, dumping hail. The group moved under a tree to avoid getting pelted.
We were trying to somewhat take cover. It's like it erased my memory. It's gone. The last thing I remember, honestly, is seeing maybe a few hailstones, and then after that, it's a blank. There's some nerve damage, I'm pretty sure, in both of my arms, wrists, hands. It almost feels like my arms and hands are sleeping and it won't go away. And it's kind of iffy on the backside of my head where it entered. It's kind of numb and swollen still.
Wow. Doctors say the bolt actually entered near the base of Ryan's head and then exited through his back. The strike shredded some of his clothing. He's paying more attention to the weather. I would hope so. And he's thinking about buying a weather radio. Thinking about buying one. It should be a given at this
Someone
point.
should just give him one. If the guy gets struck by lightning, he's cool. Let's just, all right, you know what? Ryan, not the only person to be struck this year. 6 deaths so far in 2015. So you got one in Florida, which is, you come to kind of think about that, and one in North Carolina there. But, you know, it can happen anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key, is don't go under trees when lightning is around. That is for sure. Here's a look at some of the lightning deaths in the past 8 years. There was a spike in 2007. Therefore, 45 deaths. Incredible. But you can see as we've worked our way on through the rest of the years, we sort of leveled off there for us. Average about 25 per year.
It was a bad year. When thunderstorms are in the area, do you know what to do?
When you're at the beach, you don't want anything to ruin the fun. But when you see a flash on the horizon, the time has come for you to make a choice. What would you do next? Do you A, run to the nearest shelter, such as a lifeguard stand? B, seek refuge from the storm in your car? Or C, head indoors right away, even if that means your day at the beach is over? Your decision is more critical than you may know.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, late night thunderstorms, low 73. Chance of rain, 40%. Thursday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 86. Thursday night, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Of fake, fried, and frozen, Boston Market promises to make food good. Like our all-natural rotisserie chicken. Now, meals start at just $6.99. Boston Market, all good.
6 smoky hours, 1 tasty dish, slow-braised pulled pork, now at Boston Market.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you may find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
But you're not even covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
Or how you may be covered for this, but not for something like this. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Amore.
Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover. Ooh. Bigger, more powerful, and ready for action.
At the Barrett-Jackson Auto Auction, cars like these can go for a cool million easy. How? It starts with the details, and nobody does details like new Barrett-Jackson Premium Auto Care. Liquid wax, formulated for a Barrett-Jackson quality finish with advanced polymer technology for unbeatable protection and a residue-free shine, making your car look like a cool million by the people who know cars that look like a cool million. Oh! Try new Barrett-Jackson Premium Liquid Car Wax. Available at Walmart.
What are you doing in here?
I'm grooming.
Is that my toothbrush? Yes. How about a little privacy?
Don't live with roaches. Get Raid Anti-Roach Spray.
Raid?
And take back your home. Raid kills bugs dead.
SC Johnson, a family company.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. 24-hour relief that outperforms the leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one inflammatory substance. Flonase controls 6. Sees the day and the night. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
One of the Foot's favorite rituals happens at the water's edge. Yeah, they must look their best. Smooth, beautiful skin is an advantage. The others can only hide in shame. Introducing the new Dr. Scholl's Dreamwalk Express Pedi.
The most legendary name in paint is now at Lowe's.
What is his name?
Oh, it's HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams.
Is he more famous than me?
It's the name everyone wants on their wall.
Well, now there's room for all of us.
Sure.
Back to the happy tree?
But nothing looks better on ceilings either.
Come again?
So if you're looking for the most legendary name in paint... What? I said if you're...
I can't hear you.
Never mind. HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams is now at Lowe's.
What's this? A box. It takes worn-out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Whoever said lightning never strikes twice couldn't have been more wrong. The Empire State Building is hit nearly 100 times a year. Here's a good lightning tip to keep in mind. Tall, isolated, pointy. If a human is the tallest thing around, watch out.
Whoa. Hey, Rob, did you see that? Rob!
There's a tremendous amount of power within a single lightning bolt.
And that brings us back to you swimming in the water. Lightning flashes in the distance. What would you do in this situation? If you picked C, you may have just saved yourself from a major shock.
Okay, I'm coming back inside.
If someone is out swimming and they hear thunder, they should not go to a beach shelter, which has 4 posts and a roof. That is extremely unsafe. Sun shelter, beach shelter, golf shelter, rain shelter, all of them almost invariably are unsafe from lightning. Go to a large, substantial building that has the effect of having a way for the lightning strike to the building to go safely into the ground.
All right, good tips there. Hey, the Weather Channel tried to bring you the best weathermen from around the world tonight. Instead, you got us. But we are bringing you the best videos in tonight's Top 5.
Yeah, I tell you, these should actually make up for some of Keith's jokes. So we start now in sunny Southern California.
All right, what do we got here? Oh, these are the sea pups that were returned to. They were attacked in some method, chemically attacked, and then they were healing for a month. Now they're back in the water.
Yeah, 14 of these sea lion pups there for us. They were recovered for about a month here before finally getting returned there, and yeah, that's certainly a good sight to see. Fun fact here about the sea lions: they can actually gather into groups that can reach up to 1,500 individuals. Can you imagine?
And then they go to the mall on Friday night, I think. Let's go on to number 4. And this curious crow trying to take a nibble out of the camera. This is from KUSA. This is like, so if you're standing here, this is a little weird because it's gigantic.
What is it doing? It must be really hungry.
Do you think something's above it?
Maybe.
What do crows eat? They eat worms, right? But there's no way there's a worm up
cameras
there.
too. Yeah.
There's some Game of Thrones in here somewhere. Like he should be up on the wall somewhere. But you know, you see spiders. People, weathermen freak out with the spiders come across the screen. But I never bought that. Do you?
No.
Like it's clearly on a screen. You stand there all day. You know the spider's not there. Let's go to number 3. Tampa Bay time lapse. This was shot by Robert Neff along 75.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, you see the clouds bubbling up here. Is there any bad time-lapse video?
No, because it works great in Home Improvement, too. You're like, that was such an easy project. Look at them. They just went in. Like the 80s montage. Anything in Florida this time of the year, you're going to have some good storms rolling on in. And yeah, we're suckers for time-lapse. We had that good one yesterday of that mesocyclone, that really strong-looking storm system from different angles.
So hint, if you want your video on the Weather Channel, just time-lapse.
Time-lapse, a beard, whatever works for you. Number 2, serious flooding this morning in Kansas City. This was an Instagram video here. And yeah, you can see creeks overflowing. We've seen a lot of that the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that it certainly looks like she was on a bridge here, and you can see the water underneath that. So there was a creek that was in play, but a lot of rain coming down, and those creeks started to overflow a bit, even into some of these streets here. So that's what you had to deal with in and around Kansas City.
This reminded me, did you see in Paris they had to remove all the locks from that bridge? You know that famous bridge?
Yes.
Because it was too structurally heavy. It was going to fall down. Wow. All right, let's go to number 1. And there it is. So somebody thought these looked like dipping dots, and I don't disagree with them. You know those the spice ice cream?
Yeah, the dipping dots. This hail. Yeah. I mean, I honestly have never seen hail video like this.
This is incredible.
It's just, it literally, a lot of times you get hail coming down and it's mixed in with a lot of rain. In this situation, I don't see any raindrops. No. It was like pure hail. Almost looks like snow coming down.
It looks like someone opened the freezer and just, by the way, you like dipping dots?
You know, when it's hot outside, there's nothing else, why not?
They're okay.
They're a little expensive, though.
This video, they are, right? Like $7. They should give you a little spoon like gelato. Up next, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the tropics, and we have a cool Geek Out segment for the boys in the lab.
Yeah, great look at a satellite picture there. Stick around to see that.
Next.
Wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority.
We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, late night thunderstorms, low 73. Chance of rain, 40%. Thursday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 86. Thursday night, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every auto insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. Those who have served our nation have earned the very best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. Canine Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
Wow, sweet new Subaru, huh, Mitch? Yep. You're selling the Mitchmobile? Man, we had a lot of good times in this baby. What's your dad want for it? Like 150 grand. 200 if they want that tape deck. You're not gonna tell your dad about the time my hamster had babies in the back seat, are you? That's just normal wear and tear, dude.
Subaru has the highest resale value of any brand, according to Book. And Mitch. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Walmart's low prices every day, it's not just about having more savings, it's about having more fun. Great get-togethers start with low prices you can trust every day.
The raise of an eyebrow, a nod of agreement. Now you can actually see these nuances clearly thanks to GoToMeeting with HD Faces. GoToMeeting takes simple online meetings a big step forward with its one-of-a-kind high-definition video conferencing, which you can try free for 30 days. Meet face-to-face with your team no matter where they are, reducing travel costs and increasing profitability. GoToMeeting is extremely simple, so your team will actually use it. With one click, you're working on the same document, building trust, staying focused, and turning your business ideas into actions faster. Share your screen, mark changes, and do it free for 30 days. Millions have made GoToMeeting their go-to video conferencing tool. And now you can too, free for 30 days at GoToMeeting.com now. Collaborate in high definition free, only at GoToMeeting.com.
Tomorrow morning, your forecast for the weekend as we look at what severe storms did to the Rockies and the Plains. Tomorrow at 5 on Wake Up with Al, 7 Eastern on AMHQ.
And welcome back to Weather Center Live. We want to show you a remarkable high-resolution visible picture. I'm here with severe weather.
Our expert, Dr. Greg Ford. This is high-resolution imagery, but also rapid scan. We're getting, what, about every minute or so a scan?
Yeah, about every minute. And this is out in Colorado, some of the big thunderstorms near Denver. And these thunderstorms, their updrafts kind of are like smokestacks. It almost looks like you can see the sides of the storms, and then you see the high clouds being blown off up at around 45,000 feet by the west winds aloft. And you can see the low clouds coming in from the east. So we have about a 180-degree difference between the low clouds wind direction and the high cloud wind direction.
Yeah, you can really see that wind shear, those different directions. You see the higher clouds, the cirrus clouds coming up right through here, and then the high clouds that develop along with the thunderstorms following that very same trajectory off towards the east.
Another thing you can see is right here. These clouds are coming in from the south, whereas you see these clouds from the east, and that's a boundary. It's a rain-cooled boundary. It's cooled by the rain from the overnight flooding storms in Kansas City. New storms are firing up on that. And Carl, you've been pointing out that there are waves trapped. There's a little inversion here. The waves are riding on that low-level inversion with that easterly flow.
Little gravity waves going through there. Beautiful satellite image. Dr. Greg, thank you so much. Let's take a look now at a live picture from Cabo San Lucas. And folks here very concerned about what's going on well to the south. It was 9 months ago that Cabo was absolutely devastated by a hurricane. And there is a very strong hurricane now south of Mexico that's going to come up, we think, near Cabo, but the latest information telling us that it's probably going to weaken and probably also going to pass just to the west of Cabo. But obviously those things could change, and it's very important to continue to watch this carefully. So right now this is Hurricane Blanca, 140-mile-per-hour storm. That is a Category 4 hurricane. It may become a Category 5 hurricane by tomorrow. There's not a lot that's holding it back, and I'll show you that in a moment. And it's not really moving right now. It's stationary. Let's take a look at the latest satellite picture, and here is the loop over the last 12 hours. And you notice that the higher clouds are really fanning out in almost all quadrants of the storm, indicating there are light winds aloft. There's a little bit of what we call an outflow channel off to the north. So all of that in terms of atmospherics really conducive to strengthening. And on top of that, the storm is sitting over very warm ocean waters. When we look at the average of the ocean water temperatures in this box, it's 87 degrees. That's way above what is required, what is necessary for a tropical system to develop, and that is 80 degrees. So it's very warm, and it's not only that it's very warm, there's great depth to the warmth. So even though the storm is stationary and it's blowing the water around, and oftentimes that'll allow cooler water to come up from below, when we look at the depth of the warmth, and this is where the storm is sitting right here, those yellow areas showing us that it goes down about 300 feet. And so even as the storm is whisking away that top layer of ocean water, we're still getting very warm water coming up from below. And we're talking about water temperatures of 80 degrees or above. So there's a terrific amount of energy in the ocean there, but that is not always going to be the case. Here are the tracks from some of the hurricane models. We see the water temperatures really dropping off, coming back into the 70s closer to Cabo, which is why, generally speaking, storms do weaken as they come up to Cabo. And you notice the tracks are also generally to the left of Cabo. That's been a little bit of a model trend in the last couple of days, and the Hurricane Center forecast does reflect that. So again, talking about possibly a Category 5 storm by tomorrow. Then it begins to weaken a little bit. Usually storms don't stay that strong anyway, regardless of what's going on, but it will be getting over that cooler water. And then as it gets closer to the coast, closer to Cabo, it's probably going to be a much weaker system, maybe a Category 1 hurricane or even weaker. Here's the GFS model showing you the center of the storm to the left of Cabo coming in on Sunday. That would still mean a terrific amount of wave energy coming in, very high surf. European model a little slower, but it too also showing it moving into the west or towards the west of Cabo. Keith, Alex, back to you.
All right, thank you, Carl. That model trend hopefully continues. Hey, we have a tornado warning we want to get you to here in North Carolina. This thing is right there, moving northward.
Yeah, in the eastern part of the state, you can see that one lone storm cell that's sort of tracking its way now on off towards north, almost northwestish, at about 5 miles per hour. So again, that's for Beaufort County, including the city of Bath, although it looks like the most dangerous part of the storm is north and west of Bath. That's there until 8:30 local time. Also on the lookout, Washington and Goose Creek State Park. Seek shelter now.
All right, we have one more thing to tell you about after your local on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, late night thunderstorms, low 73. Chance of rain, 40%. Thursday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 86. Thursday night, mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.